We have a major development this evening. United States service members within the Pentagon and the United States Armed Forces are furious right now as the White House and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth are laying the groundwork to completely throw a senior admiral under the bus for the possible war crimes. This is an urgent development, a major update. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, not just to support my work, but also to spread the word, because this is a major deal right now. So the Washington Post is now reporting that essentially Caroline Leavitt, the White House, Pete Hegseth, they're trying to protect Pete. Her scripted remarks at a news briefing today elicited a furious backlash within the Defense Department, where officials described feeling angry at the uncertainty over whether Hegseth would take responsibility for his alleged role in the operation or leave the military and civilian staff under him to face the consequences. Quote, "This is protect Pete bullshit," one military official, who, like others, spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss internal conversations, told the Post. Leavitt's statement left it up to interpretation who was responsible for the second strike that killed the two survivors, a separate military official said, imploring the White House to provide clarity on the issue. One official said of Leavitt's statement, "It's throwing us, the service members, under the bus." Another person said some of Hegseth's top civilian staff appeared deeply alarmed about the revelations and were contemplating whether to leave the administration. A U.S. official on Monday lamented that Bradley, the admiral under Hegseth, who has kept a low profile through much of his career, was singled out by Leavitt in her statement at the White House earlier. Whether he takes the blame or not, his reputation has been marred by this forever, just by that statement. And it comes as Pete Hegseth issued this tweet tonight. "Let's make one thing crystal clear. Admiral Mitch Bradley is an American hero, a true professional, and has my 100% support. I stand by him in the combat decisions he has made on September 2nd mission and all others since. America's fortunate to have such men protecting us. When this Department of War says we have the back of our warriors, we mean it." Look at this the third sentence. "I stand by him in the combat decisions he has made on the September 2nd mission." Hegseth, while standing with him publicly, is driving the bus right over Admiral Mitch Bradley as we speak. And it comes as Caroline Leavitt put all of this on Bradley at the White House press briefing today.
That's why you've seen a drastic difference in this administration's policy with respect to the last, and it's one of the many reasons the American public reelected this president and support this Secretary of War in conducting these strikes.
So to clarify, Admiral Bradley was the one who gave that order for a second strike.
And he was well within his authority to do so.
And a separate question, the president several days
Admiral Bradley gave the order, and he was well within the authority to do so. But many people on Capitol Hill, well, a bombshell investigation, unprecedented investigation is coming. That, according to Congressman Ro Khanna, who serves on the Armed Services Committee, I spoke with him earlier today, who confirmed this unprecedented investigation that will be launched by House Republicans and Democrats on the Armed Services Committee. Now, Congressman, you mentioned earlier in the interview that many Republicans are outraged about these strikes, outraged about this follow-on strike. What can you tell us behind the scenes that's happening right now? This bipartisan push, it seems like it's growing with every single day, but with this White House admission, I could only imagine the outrage that they're going to face now.
Well, we are about to announce an unprecedented bipartisan House Armed Services investigation into this illegal strike. That has to be authorized by Mike Rogers, the Republican chairman of the Armed Services Committee. And all indications are that he's going to do that. Now, I'm a leader and the ranking member of the subcommittee for AI and emerging technology. And my counterpart, Don Bacon, who's the chair of that subcommittee, has also expressed deep concerns. But you have a bipartisan leadership of the Armed Services Committee that is going to hold Pete Hegseth and the Admiral in front of the Congress. And they're going to have to explain to the American people what they did. And they're going to face a grilling by both Republicans and Democrats on the committee. Guess what? Suddenly the Congress has woken up. Maybe I think it was after the Epstein vote, because 427 people voted for my bill. And you know what? They're still in Congress and they don't have primary.
As Congressman Khanna makes clear, there will be a major investigation launched by the senior Republican on the House Armed Services Committee. But we do need to talk about Pete Hegseth for a second, because him disregarding the laws of war, him going around the fundamentals of armed conflict, well, it's nothing new.
Fight to win. We unleash overwhelming and punishing violence on the enemy. We also don't fight with stupid rules of engagement. We untie the hands of our warfighters to intimidate, demoralize, hunt, and kill the enemies of our country. No more politically correct and overbearing rules of engagement. Just common sense, maximum lethality, and authority for warfighters. That's all I ever wanted as a platoon leader. And it's all my E6 squad leaders ever wanted, back to that E6 rule. We let our leaders fight their formations, and then we have their back. It's very simple, yet incredibly powerful.
That's from the speech he gave to senior generals and admirals at Quantico, presumably Admiral, the admiral that they're trying to throw under the bus right now tonight. Well, presumably he was there, Admiral Bradley, listening to this speech. That Pentagon secretary says he will stand by you. But now, right now, the White House and the Pentagon are driving that bus right over the admiral, throwing him under the bus for these strikes. And it is interesting that Pete Hegseth is talking about being stuck within these archaic rules of engagement. I do want to bring up one point. There was a strike on a boat in the Southern Caribbean after the September 2nd strike. 2 people survived. They didn't kill them. They captured them, sent them back to their home countries. They were narco-terrorists threatening the United States of America. Why did they not kill them like they did the 2 on the September 2nd strike? And remember, another clip is surfacing of Pete Hegseth from the past, advocating for the leveling of homes.
So what I do take issue with is the way people characterize Ted Cruz and Donald Trump's, whether it's carpet bombing or the willingness to handcuff the enemy, is their focus is on doing whatever it takes to destroy the Islamic State, not we want to find a way to kill civilians. So carpet bombing is not target civilians. Carpet bombing is if we know where the headquarters of ISIS is in Raqqa, then we're going to bomb it, even if there happen to be some homes nearby. Or when we're looking at the fuel trucks leaving to head to Turkey to sell on the black market, we're not going to bomb them with leaflets because we think the drivers are civilian casualties. We're going to bomb the oil trucks. So I think it's a difference of disposition, for sure.
Carpet bombing, completely fine, even if we hit some homes nearby, some trucks nearby. It's going to be a very interesting next several days. And this is a story that I refuse to let die, truthfully, because it is life or death. It is the United States of America committing a war crime in international waters. And whether or not Pete Hegseth ordered it, it happened under his watch. And the truth needs to come out. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. More updates soon.